Hey there, it's Nick.
And it's Leah.
Real quick thing before we get going. Did you know that we have a new benefit on Patreon?
I did know.
Yes. So if you want an ad-free version of our show, you, of course, can continue signing up for Wolves Plus exclusively on Apple Podcasts. But you can now get the same benefit when you join us on Patreon as a moon howler or higher.
A moon howler. I want to be a moon howler. I am a moon howler.
You are a moon howler. Yes. Yes. You are the very definition. You are the model moon howler.
Boy, do I moon howl. Also, you're not only getting the ad-free version, you're also getting all of our Patreon content.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's tons of bonus content, which you've never seen if you haven't joined us on Patreon. So please either join us on Wolves Plus through Apple Podcasts or join us on Patreon.
Come moon howl.
Hey, everybody. It's Nick Layton.
And it's Leah Bonema.
And we had so many great questions from you all in the wilderness that we have a bonus episode. So here we go. Our first question is, quote, what do you do if you're sharing dip or salsa with friends and your chip breaks? Leave it there or try to fish it out?
It's a great question.
Great question. Happens to all of us.
Happened to me this weekend.
Okay, so let's talk about it.
I'll tell you what I did.
Okay, we'll see if that was correct.
I went in with a lifeguard chip.
Okay, we went with the lifeguard chip.
Because it broke really small. If I was going to go in to get it, I would have to touch dip with fingers, which felt inappropriate.
Correct.
So I sent in another chip to do the job.
Yeah, I think the general idea here is that we do not want to sully the dip or the salsa. We need to maintain and respect the sanctity of the salsa. And so we cannot touch it with our fingers. We need to make sure that we're not double dipping. Like that rescue chip cannot be a bitten chip. It has to be a new chip.
This is a fresh chip.
Yeah, it has to be fresh to the scene. I do think, though, it matters how much of the chip is below the surface. You know, is it sinking? Is it going down?
This one was very buoyant.
Very buoyant. Okay, and how big was this chip in comparison to the rescue chip?
It was much smaller than the rescue chip.
Okay.
It's still visible, though. It didn't go all the way down under.
Because I think that's a consideration. I think if it has fully gurgled to the bottom.
Fully submerged.
You know, cement shoes in the East River. I think if that's what has happened, I think we might leave it, right? Maybe we abandon it.
Well, because we don't want to have to get like wrist deep in there.
Right. I think if the move is you can get a rescue chip and scoop under it the way you would have anyway to get a bit of salsa on the chip, then I think it's fine. Because you're just like catching the wayward chip along with the salsa you would have gotten anyway. And so that seems pretty slick.
Seems pretty slick indeed.
But what about a spoon? Would we use a spoon? How do you feel about bringing in a utensil here?
I'm not going to bring in a utensil. It's chips and dip. My utensil is the chip.
True. Okay. And it does feel like, depending on what size the shard is, a spoon may not be the right tool for that.
Well, we always say something comes out of the mouth the way it goes in. I'm doing the same thing with the dip.
Oh. Ooh, the student becomes the master. I mean, is that the way it went in? I guess, yeah. Right, that's true. Okay. Yeah, we use a chip with our fingers to get in there, so we should use a chip with our fingers to get it out. Okay, I mean, by that logic, you are not wrong.
I'm just following your lead, Nick.
It feels like chopsticks could work. Although, do I really want to look over and see guests with a pair of chopsticks fishing around the salsa?
Do you? No, you don't.
I don't want that, no.
You don't want it.
And would I want them using like carrot sticks as chopsticks?
No, it's also just drawing more attention. It's just so cash to dip another chip in.
Yeah, I think if you can do it and make it casual, and if you can do it in one foul swoop, it just has to be you're in, you're out. We can't be fishing around. We can't be hunting. We have to be able to be stealth with it. And if you can do that, then yeah, I guess that's allowed. I'm
getting that chip.
But we can't make a big deal about it. Got to be real cool about it.
You can make a big deal about it in your head, but your face can't read it. You got to get that chip. It's a mission.
That's right. It's an undercover mission.
It's an undercover save the chip mission.
And yeah, you don't want to let anybody know that you're on a mission. It's clandestine.
It's a clandestine mission, yes.
Okay, well, all right. That is the rule for chips.
You've lost a man, you're bringing him back out.
Yeah, we don't leave anybody behind.
For chip. We're going back in for chip.
That's what we would want them to do for us.
Yes.
So, our next question is, quote, a friend of mine was visiting from abroad, and I offered to host a coffee and dessert party for her so she could see a lot of her old friends. The party was going to be outside in my garden. But the night before, the forecast showed an unseasonably high temperature. The next morning, a friend called me telling me about an alternative location for the party and offered that she could talk to another friend and handle the changes, to which I declined. When I got home from shopping for the event, I saw that she had posted in the group chat a question about moving to this other location. It was timestamped before our conversation, so I assumed she likely called me because I had not responded in the group, rather than going over my head when I declined. I know she meant well, but as the host, I was really disappointed that my party was being hijacked. On the initial phone call, I told her that my husband and I had already discussed indoor options in our building. Also, I left a voice message in the group chat upon seeing her post saying, "Please politely allow my husband and I some patience to solve the heat problem since we are hosting the party. I will update the group as soon as we have a plan in place." That felt awkward, like I was calling out an etiquette faux pas in a group setting, but it seemed the best option for not creating confusion about the plans. I was disappointed that there wasn't regard for the fact that I was the one to make and send invitations and buy party supplies, etc., and that it wasn't clear that I was hosting a party. This wasn't just a spontaneous group hangout where anyone could chime in. We are outside the United States, but this was a fellow American. How would you have handled this? Did I do well to communicate as I did?
This would really irritate me.
Yeah, you were the host. Somebody tried to hijack your event.
Do you think that the friend who tried to hijack it is the friend that they're throwing a party for?
No, my sense is that we have a friend coming in from out of town. I'm throwing you a party so you can see a bunch of your old friends. There's a group chat where we're coordinating with all your old friends, and this is an old friend who's meddling.
That's what I also got, which is significantly more irritating.
For sure. And the timestamps, I don't know if that makes it better. In fact, it doesn't.
Well, one is going over your head. One is just not asking you at all.
Yeah, I don't like either one of those.
I don't know how else you could have handled it. I mean, you said because you don't want to have everybody chiming in, saying different locations. You want to put an end to it and be like, we've got it figured out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I do think if we were going to nitpick with our letter writer, I think we could have done something slightly more softer than this voice memo that was left in the group chat. It was, quote, "Please politely allow my husband and I some patience to solve the heat problem." And I think the words politely and patience, a little aggressive. Those words catch my ear. Please politely allow us some time. I mean, do we have to ask for politeness? Because that means that there was not politeness here, which there was not, but I'm calling it out. It's just something to note. And then the idea of like, oh, can we have some patience, please? Can we have some patience? We're working on it. That also says, oh, you clearly do not have patience, so could we have some? So you are calling out this bad behavior, and you're doing it in a very nice way, but I think you could have gotten your point across without these words.
Also, at the same time, we have told people that we are not responsible for making people who have made us uncomfortable feel comfortable.
Fair. That is true. Wow. Leah's really turning it all around today.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry for etiquette vengeance. I gotcha. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, we're not obligated to make Lisa feel good about this. Yeah. I guess you could have said like, oh, Lisa jumped the gun here. We're working on the heat issue. We'll update you soon.
Lisa jumped the gun also as being like calling out her behavior.
It is, but somehow.
Well, it's a more casual call out.
It's a more casual call out, right?
Still a call out.
It's still a call out. Yeah, I don't mind calling Lisa out. Yeah, that's true. I guess the way they phrased it was fine.
She did overstep, and you have been working on this. You've bought things, you've organized. You know, now that she's just going to move it, it wasn't even her idea.
Well, you are officially the host.
You're the host.
You have issued the invitations. You have selected the venue. You have done all the host things. And one of the privileges of being a host is that you are the host. And you get to pick where the party is happening.
I mean, I guess you could leave a voice memo saying, hey, I actually talked to Lisa on the phone and I said we've got it under control. No worries. Let me keep you posted on where in our building it's going to be.
Oh, that would work. Oh, that's true. Yeah, we talked to Lisa. Everything's cool with Lisa. Just an update for the rest of everybody. Although I would have liked Lisa, after my phone call, to have then jumped in the group text and settled this herself.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe Lisa needs a little keep it in line because she obviously didn't fix it.
She didn't fix it. That's true. I guess that I'm bothered by that.
She didn't fix it because our letter writer had to go in because they're obviously still going back and forth with ideas because Lisa, who started this nonsense, has not in any way been like, oh, this has been handled.
Yeah, that's what should have happened. Yeah. And I guess why it feels rude, among the many reasons it feels rude, is that it makes me feel as the host that you don't trust my judgment or my abilities as a host. That you don't believe that I can throw a party that people will enjoy, and that you need to help me in order for us to have a good time. That I cannot be trusted.
Well, it would just hurt my feelings because I'm like, hey, I'm doing this. I put thought into it. I've set it up. I've planned it out. Now you're just going to come in and do whatever you want. What's going on?
And I'm on it. I'm on the case. And I'm actively on the case. I'm not on the case.
I don't like this Lisa one bit.
No. So sorry this happened, but I believe that you will be hosting a lovely event wherever it is. So hopefully Lisa can see that you are a good host and won't bother you about something like this in the future.
My guess is that she does this stuff all the time. How annoying.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is her deal.
But I hope your friend coming into town had a wonderful time and that you had a wonderful time and that you felt appreciated and people let you know how much they appreciate you hosting.
Do you think Lisa sent a follow-up text message the next day after the party saying thank you?
I don't know what Lisa did.
Lisa did not send a thank you text. Are you crazy? Of course she didn't.
Sometimes people do like to cover their
That's true.
poo-poo stink up with a little fake cologne.
I mean, I'll take that fake alone then.
Thanks so much.
It was lovely.
And then they'll say something that's kind of like, feels like a dig. Thanks so much for working with what you had to work with, or you know what I mean? And you're like, what? What just happened?
Thanks so much. You really did the best you could.
I just got one of those this weekend. And like 10 minutes later, I was like, wait, what?
What? Oh.
Oh.
Oh, that was mean. So. And now it's time for Intermezzo.
Intermezzo.
So this episode is brought to you by Earth Breeze. So Leah, what is Earth Breeze?
Earth Breeze is detergent sheets.
That's right. They're free from harsh chemicals like optical brighteners, dyes, parabens, phosphates, and preservatives.
Because it turns out that most popular detergents are packed with harsh chemicals that can irritate your skin, mess up your hormones, and cause allergic reactions.
And what's great is that because it's just a lightweight pre-measured sheet that dissolves in the wash to clean your clothes, you're not dealing with heavy plastic jugs, and there's no mess, and no harsh chemical residue.
And it's also great because then you're not throwing out big plastic jugs into the environment.
So if you're looking for a powerful clean without harsh chemicals, try Earth Breeze.
And it's easy to switch because if you're not completely satisfied, they have an amazing money-back guarantee.
So right now, you can try Earth Breeze for up to 40% off, plus 4 free gifts at earthbreeze.com/WYRBW. That's earthbreeze.com/WYRBW for 40% off, plus 4 free gifts. And now it's time for an Intermezzo.
Intermezzo.
So this episode is brought to you by Wayfair. And as summer winds down, get back into a routine you love with Wayfair. So they sent you a gift card, Leah. So you did a little shopping. What did you get?
There's so many choices in different categories. So you got to figure out, what category do I want? I mean, you could literally get anything on there. What I went for, Nick.
Yeah.
I got new oven mitts because I find oven mitts, a lot of them, they're too hard. You're like, I need some mobility. And some of them are not hard enough. So these look like the perfect oven mitt.
You're like the Goldilocks of oven mitts over there.
Except I wouldn't break into somebody else's house.
Okay. That's the distinction.
I would just go to Wayfair.
Fair enough.
Goldilocks should have just gone to Wayfair. Let me just say that now. She would have found what she wanted.
So you can get organized, refreshed, and back to routine for way less. Head to wayfair.com right now to shop all things home. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. And now it's time for Intermezzo.
Intermezzo.
So this episode is brought to you by IDOU. And IDOU is an online learning platform that offers courses in design thinking, innovation, and AI integration, created by the renowned design and innovation company IDEO to help leaders and teams solve problems with human-centered approaches.
Feeling stuck in your career? Jumpstart your growth with IDOU. Their online courses draw from design and innovation company IDOU's award-winning methods. There's never a bad time to transform your professional life.
Class starts soon, so enroll today. For a limited time, IDOU is offering our listeners 15% off site-wide. Go to IDEOU.com/WYRBW. That's IDEOU.com/WYRBW for 15% off. IDEOU.com/WYRBW. Our next question is, quote, there's a couple that we know from our son's sports team. Last year, we heard that they had separated, but they never spoke of it or indicated that anything was amiss. They are super nice people, and I honestly hoped their separation was temporary. However, there have been social media posts that make it obvious that they are not together anymore. While I don't want to be nosy, I'm wondering how to handle seeing them this season. Is it appropriate to not even acknowledge something as significant as the divorce? Or do I express concern? Ask how they're doing as if I know, particularly towards the person who did not make the social media posts? We're not close enough to share details, but we've known each other for several years. I just don't want to not express concern for a person's well-being, but I also don't want to appear gossipy.
My initial instinct would be to not bring it up unless it was brought up to me because we're not close.
Yeah, the not close is the key detail here. Yes, we're acquaintances, we're social, we see you at the park when a game is happening. But yes, we are not close enough to be digging into your personal life like this.
I understand they don't want to dig. They just want to express, I wanted to make sure you're okay, as one does want to. But I feel like people will let us know when they're ready to share something.
Yeah, I would say follow their lead.
Follow their lead.
And greet them warmly and like normally. And don't ask leading questions like, how are you doing? You doing okay? How you holding up?
And I would not give the same advice if you were close friends.
Yes, close friends is definitely different. I mean, I think you would still kind of want to follow their lead, but I don't think we'd totally pretend that this thing is not happening in their lives.
Yeah, I recently had this happen with close friends and they weren't saying it, but I could tell something was very different. So when I was alone with one of them, I said, I feel like something has changed. Those weren't the exact words I used. Let me know if you want to talk about it. Boom.
Okay. And it's not like you had seen something on social media and you knew.
It's that I wasn't seeing anything on social media.
Okay. So you felt something was off, but weren't sure what it was.
Yes. And if things felt weird, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to let them know I'm available.
That's very nice.
And then I noticed their life,
Right. But yeah, for these people, yeah, I think we just don't bring it up. And I think if we're talking about respect, I think it actually would be more respectful to just treat them normally than like tiptoe around them.
Yeah, because a lot of people I think probably don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Or don't want to talk about it to somebody that's not close.
Or they don't want to talk about it when they're out at an event. This is their kids' sports.
Right. Yeah. So I think, yeah, nice to see you. How you doing? Team's doing great this season. I think we leave it at that. I mean, that's probably the level of conversation you've had up to this point. So it would be kind of weird to make it way deeper, like out of the blue.
And then they bring it up and be like, oh, how are you doing with it?
Yeah.
One time I said sorry to hear that to a friend who had gotten a divorce. And they said, please don't be. I'm thrilled.
Yeah, that's always tricky.
That's why I wouldn't necessarily say sorry to hear that because sometimes people really wanted it,
Yeah. I think that the sorry to hear is kind of an okay default response, absent any other information about how somebody feels about something. I don't think we'd be like, oh, that's great. Like,
no,
that's
I wouldn't say that either. I would just say neither. I would say, that's why I would say, oh, how are you doing?
Yeah.
I could test the water.
You want to get a read on it first. That's true.
Then I go, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Or I go, oh, that's great then.
Right.
Also, if they say, oh, I got a divorce, when you say, how are you doing? That way you're also not addressing like whether you knew or not. You're not.
Right. Yes. And I think in etiquette world, often we do want to pretend that we don't know things unless we're told personally and directly. So in etiquette world, information you may learn third hand, at which social media counts, we may not actually want to acknowledge that we have this information.
I don't think we want to lie about it either. I don't think we want to lie. That's why a general statement like, how are you doing?
Yes. We don't want to lie, but we don't want to bring it up. We don't want to go out of our way to bring it up.
With people that we don't know well. Because I'm going to tell you, if I know you well, I'm bringing it up.
Okay.
I want to make sure you know. I want to make sure we're protecting you. Do you need me? What's going on?
Leah's got your back. So our next question is, quote, recently, while dining at a Mexican restaurant with friends, one friend ordered pollo, but pronounced it to the Mexican waiter as polo. Another friend corrected her pronunciation in front of the waiter. The first friend snapped back, saying he knew what I meant. And the second friend doubled down, saying, and I see you aren't open to learning anything new either. This friend once corrected my pronunciation of al dente in front of a waiter once, embarrassing me. How should we handle this situation? Should we all be jumping on each other for pronunciation errors? Save it for later? Ignore the faux pas and move on? Is a comeback called for when put on the spot this way? It doesn't seem like good etiquette for something this trivial, but it can be a little frustrating. What do you think?
I think I don't want to eat out with this person. That's 2 times.
Twice. Yeah, they're confusing, embarrassing people publicly under the guise of being quote unquote helpful. And that does not work for me.
I really hate this comment, and I see you aren't open to learning anything new either.
Yeah, that's rude. I mean, the rule is like we do not correct somebody's grammar unless there's like a genuine need to do it. Like we have to clarify something. Like I just don't understand and I need to clarify some detail. Or if you know that they want to be corrected. Or they are a child and you are their parent. Or in a similar sort of guardian, mentor, authority role in that person's life. Other than that, rare is it a great idea to correct people's pronunciation on things.
I feel like, say it's a family member, the waiter walks away, you could be like 2 L's in Spanish is pollo.
Yes, I feel like if you thought that would be received well in the spirit in which it's intended and was helpful, yes, I think there's a place for that.
But it's not in front of the waiter.
I don't like that part. Yeah, I really don't like that part. And also, I don't like this conversation about the waiter in front of the waiter.
I don't like that either.
Treating this waiter like they're not there.
Yeah, he knew what I meant.
Yeah, I don't like that. But he did. He definitely knew what you meant.
A lot of people have done it.
I mean, do you say something? I guess you could make a joke, which is like, oh, I don't think he's going to be bringing me a horse and a mallet. So I think we're okay.
Why do we ever go to school when we have Lisa here to always correct us?
I think mine was way nicer than what you just said.
Yours was significantly nicer. I was just next leveling it.
Oh, yeah, no, that takes it to the next level.
Yours was funny. Mine was just like, had it.
Yeah, we've had it with you. Yeah, I would actually have just done a weak smile. Like that came out of your mouth and I would have looked at you like, and then I would have made eye contact with you and then I would have gone right back to the waiter and I would have said thank you. And then that would have been the end of it.
I feel like I would have just addressed the waiter and been like,
Or I'm so sorry about my friend here.
And then I feel like I'd look at my friend after the waiter left so he doesn't need to be involved in our family drama and be like, please don't correct me in public.
I think that could have been done. I think that could have been said. That would have been appropriate.
And then when they say, I guess you don't like to learn anything, be like, I'll learn stuff, but don't do it in front of other people. It's not nice.
Yeah, no, it's the in front of other people part is embarrassing. Yeah.
And I mean, they're on a roll. I'm sure that they've done it more than these 2 times. It's only when you've been there, it's twice. They're doing it all over the place.
How about let's put a pin in this. Could we say that at the table? So I'm like, I ordered the polo, and then you're like, oh, it's pronounced pollo. And then you can be like, oh, let's put a pin in that. And I just kind of shut you down. And we shut down that pronunciation conversation for the moment with that pin. And then we finish ordering. And then we resume the pin, which is like, please don't correct me in front of other people.
I like your original idea, which was to give them a look and then go back to the waiter and be like, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And then when the waiter leaves, be like, please don't correct me in front of other people.
Yeah. No, a dirty look. Yeah.
Doesn't even have to be dirty. It could just be like a stern.
Yes. I think some look that is not necessarily friendly.
Like a half eye, when you kind of close your eyes a little and you go.
I like a good squint. Mm-hmm. I like a good glare. Yeah, that's how we'd handle it.
I don't like it when people do this.
No.
I think I've told that story more than once where a lady once yelled across the table at a Christmas party correcting me.
Was this about octopuses?
Yeah, and they were incorrect on top of it.
Yeah, it is actually octopuses is the correct plural, everybody.
And I looked it up. I couldn't control myself. I was probably hungry. When I'm hungry, bad decisions are made.
But in the moment, you looked it up.
Yeah, and I just was like, so I was right.
Just so you know.
Just so everybody in this room knows.
It's octopuses.
Your girl was right. But thank you for yelling across the table. We just don't correct people.
Yeah, unless there's a real good reason, compelling reason, let's not.
Like somebody's going to go out and embarrassing themselves on something. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
They're a close family member and you're just giving them information. Then we do it privately.
Privately, yes. And just because this has come up in my own life recently, if you're going to correct somebody, make sure that you are correct. Do not correct somebody and be wrong.
Nick hates it.
That does not work for me. So if you're going to do it, make sure you're real buttoned up. That's all I'm going to say about that. So our next question is, quote, I was at a Japanese steakhouse and I was in a conundrum over the proper seating etiquette. It's a steakhouse where the chefs cook in front of you. There's 2 seats on the end and 4 in between. I've attached a quick diagram of what the seating looked like. When I was being seated, there was already 1 couple there and a single person. Instead of sitting beside the single person, I made a buffer seat and sat 2 down from her. Then another couple came and took up the other end. Was I wrong in sitting with a buffer seat? Did I commit an etiquette crime? I felt the chairs were so close, and I didn't want to rub elbows with a stranger, so thus, a buffer seat. The restaurant was not crowded at the time, but I did wonder if they would have waited to fill the other 2 seats to start cooking had I not made buffer seats. Thoughts? And we have a diagram, so let's just walk our listeners through this diagram. So it is a U-shaped counter, so we have a chef in the middle of the U, and there's 2 people on the right, 2 people on the left, and then the long side of the U, across from the chef, there's 4 seats. And so we have couple, turn the corner, couple, empty seat, our letter writer, empty seat, and then we turn the corner and there's 2 more seats.
It's a square U. It's like a rectangle. Not like a deep U.
It's not a deep U. But basically we have a set of 4 seats and we are doing every other one there. And so yes, there are 2 free seats. They just aren't together. So if a couple did come, they would not be able to sit together if nobody wanted to shift around. Okay.
And I think very important to the story, the restaurant is not full.
The restaurant is not full, yes. And it does not sound like the restaurant assigned you a seat. They're just like, you can go over there. Have a seat.
Have a seat.
They didn't dictate what seat.
Yes.
So that's material. And some places do wait for everybody to be there before cooking starts. So I guess maybe they were waiting a little bit, but it doesn't sound like there was anybody else coming. And if there was, you were happy to move over. And I'm sure the restaurant or these people would have been happy to ask you to slide down one. That would have been fine. Because nobody has eaten yet. Nobody has food yet. We're waiting for the chef to do their thing. So if they wanted you to move, they would have asked.
Yeah, that's my thought. I feel like you sat down. It seemed to be fine.
Yeah, and I think the general rule for bar seating like this is you can always do a buffer seat if you want. In fact, I think you should do a buffer seat, but just be prepared to shift down. You got to be prepared to move over one if the buffer is no longer needed. If we have to have your seat, we got to fill the bar.
I love it.
So yeah, as long as you're cool with that, then that's cool.
Cool.
Cool. So you out there, are you cool? Oh, yes, you are. So send us a question or a vent, repent, a cordials of kindness, or any of the other fun things we ask for. Go to our website, wereraisedbywolves.com, or you can leave us a voicemail or send us a text message, 267, call RBW. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. And now it's time for Intermezzo. So this episode is brought to you by EarthBreeze. And have you ever noticed how many unnecessary chemicals are in your cleaning products? So many popular brands are packed with harsh chemicals that can irritate your skin, mess up your hormones, and cause allergic reactions. So that's why I'm very excited about EarthBreeze, especially their detergent sheets for laundry. They're free from harsh chemicals like optical brighteners, dyes, parabens, phosphates, and preservatives. And they're lightweight, pre-measured sheets that dissolves in the wash and gets the job done, which I think that's great because my laundry is not in my apartment because I live in New York City. And so I am definitely mindful of having to lug heavy stuff down to the basement. So I do appreciate that there's no heavy plastic jugs. Also, no mess, no mystery ingredients. So right now, you can try EarthBreeze for up to 40% off plus 4 free gifts at earthbreeze.com/WYRBW. That's earthbreeze.com/WYRBW for 40% off plus 4 free gifts. And now it's time for Intermezzo.
Intermezzo.
So this episode is brought to you by EarthBreeze. So, Leah, what is Earth Breeze?
Earth Breeze is detergent sheets.
That's right. They're free from harsh chemicals like optical brighteners, dyes, parabens, phosphates, and preservatives.
Because it turns out that most popular detergents are packed with harsh chemicals that can irritate your skin, mess up your hormones, and cause allergic reactions.
And what's great is that because it's just a lightweight, pre-measured sheet that dissolves in the wash to clean your clothes, you're not dealing with heavy plastic jugs, and there's no mess, and no harsh chemical residue.
And it's also great because then you're not throwing out big plastic jugs into the environment.
So if you're looking for a powerful clean without harsh chemicals, try Earth Breeze.
And it's easy to switch because if you're not completely satisfied, they have an amazing money-back guarantee.
So right now, you can try Earth Breeze for up to 40% off, plus 4 free gifts at earthbreeze.com/WYRBW. That's earthbreeze.com/WYRBW for 40% off, plus 4 free gifts.